Hello and welcome. Welcome to the space where I talk about art, beauty, personal style, and sustainable living, and how to do all of this on a budget. Today, I would like to chat with you about small bathrooms, powder rooms, half bathrooms, and how we can elevate them and make them stand out. There are a couple of reasons why I picked this topic today. The first one is because we added a powder room to our house. We completely reconstructed the whole floor plan after moving back from Florida to Houston. We actually were working on our kitchen project, and while we were still on the project and having the opportunity working with the same team, we decided to go ahead and do the additional bathroom. We did it because we desperately needed an additional bathroom to accommodate 6 people in the household. And the second reason why I want to talk about this topic is because I personally struggled designing such a small space and trying to make it on a budget. So whether we renovate or decorate or even just stage a house so that we can sell it faster, small spaces such as powder rooms or half bathrooms, I see frequently ignored and disregarded and left to remain plain and build a great. However, these are the places that can leave a very lasting and powerful impression, whether on your guests or your potential buyers if you are selling your property. When they are put together tastefully and elegantly, these rooms can elevate the house, making the house look very welcoming to your guests and very expensive looking in case you are selling a house, so that you can actually keep that price high and firm during the negotiations. It is true, however, these places are hard to pull together and design because we are not just only limited with the surface area that is available to us to decorate, but we also are limited with the furniture or the cabinetry that we can fit into such a small space. Unlike regular full-size bathrooms where a vanity can become a centerpiece due to its massive size and presence and therefore make the whole room stand out, it's typically not the case for the small powder room, since they just physically cannot accommodate big vanities. So what do you do in such a case? How do you resolve this challenge? From my personal experience, trial and error, I identified 4 elements that helped me to design my powder room, and I hope they will help you as well. Whether you decide to go with the small floating vanity or standing vanity or even a sink pedestal, I believe when this furniture piece is incorporated with the wall behind it, you essentially creating sort of a visual blow up. And this in turn tricks your eyes to see something bigger, a bigger space. And this brings me to the first element that I would like to talk about, and this is creating a focal point. There are many ways to do so, but what I suggest, find the ways to tie the vanity with the adjacent or the wall behind the vanity to create a wholesome design. In this case, vanity cabinetry becomes sort of an extension of the wall. So how would someone go about creating a focal point? This brings me to the second element that I would like to discuss today, and this is to create a contrast. And I think the easiest and the least expensive way to do so is just to paint the vanity wall or the wall that is behind the vanity by a contrasting color, contrasting in relevance with the other walls in the room. So if your vanity, let's just say a darker color, like in my case, extending this color onto the wall behind it creates a very cohesive, very balanced design. Matching the paint of your vanity to the wall might be just a very quick and easy fix for a home seller to prep and stage the property. If you're a home dweller and you want to upscale your half bathroom to something more elegant and elaborate, there is absolutely no limit how you can create a vanity wall contrast. This can be done not just only through paint, but also through texture, such as incorporating paneling, tiling, mosaic, or stone wall. And the trick here is actually not to use even the entire wall. You can just use a part of the wall, or even a strip that runs vertically behind the vanity that brings elegance and very refined look to this space. And this brings me to the third element that I would like to mention today, and this is using vertical spaces. We don't utilize them enough. If you are on a budget and you would like to tile the wall behind the vanity or your sink pedestal, I suggest to run the tile vertically instead of horizontally to make it pop. By tiling the wall vertically, you essentially building a height that creates an optical illusion of something that is bigger than actually it is. When the focal point is created through the contrast, whether you're using paint or texture, the last thing I believe that brings a very polished and refined look to the space, and this is the accessories. And this is the fourth element that I would like to mention today. Accessories are super important for small spaces. If you think of your bathroom as a jewel, accessories essentially become a frame around it. And here I'm not talking about the faucets, the toilet paper holders, the soap dispensers, even though they are very, very, very important. Here I am discussing the unexpected accessories, or accessories with the sort of surprise element. And speaking of vertical spaces, think of these accessories as a vertical accessories that can be put on a vertical surfaces in that small space, such as sconces, framed paintings, candle holders. These accessories don't have to be expensive. You can easily create designer-inspired accessories using inexpensive pieces from your local thrift store. Which brings me to my personal example that I would like to share with you today. During our renovation project, we created a half bathroom using a dry bar space with a room that we borrowed from the laundry, or actually took from the laundry space, to create this small powder room. After I textured and painted the walls and tiled the floors, it was time for me to design the room. The space here is very small, as you can see. The vanity cabinet is 18 inches by 10. The vanity appears to be lost in the corner when I placed it in the bathroom. And as you can see, there is absolutely no focal point in this bathroom yet. So to create one, I had to extend the wall using the same color tiles as the vanity, and using the height of my ceilings, the vertical space that is behind the vanity, I decided to run a tile strip, making connecting essentially vanity with the whole wall, creating a focal point that way. The next thing, I needed to go and choose the accessories for the wall. I was inspired by this Odate brass hammered metal wall sconce. but definitely was not willing to pay $100 for this. So I went to my local thrift shop and I found this beautiful handle holder. I also had a decorative metal plate at home that I picked a few years ago only for $7.50. I drilled a hole in that plate and then used a super glue to connect the two together, and then used the paint to paint the whole piece. So as you can see, creating a focal point and striking a contrast of the tile wall in relevance with the three other walls around, plus the accessories, creates a very cohesive design, making the small space pop. As you can see, creating a focal point and striking contrast of the tiled wall in relevance with the other walls, plus a few accessories, created a very cohesive design, making my smallest functional room in the house very charming. I hope with these basic tips and a little bit of your free time and creative power, you can reimagine even the smallest space in your house. Please like this video, and till next time.